what is it that makes people fat? Let's start with some myth busting. The first theory, which has been around since the 80s and probably still exists, is still pretty common, is that it's the fat. You know, you eat a lot of fat, you get fat. Makes sense. So in response to this, we had a glut of this kind of product: low-fat fast food, low-fat. We still see it. I've got it. It's on the hotel menu. Low-fat, you know, egg white omelets, cut the fat. You had people buying these 900-calorie muffins, but it's low-fat. Where I lived in New York City, the aerobics, we used to have these H&H bagels in New York City. They're about 700 calories, but they're low-fat. We had that. Nobody's old enough to remember this lovely lady, Susan Powder, with the Stop the Insanity. My doctor put me on a low-fat diet. But here's the deal. The low-fat movement didn't work, did it? 1988, those are the red states. This is not CNN with the red states and the blue states. This is the states that are red in there were states in which 35% of the population was obese. This is it in 2000. This is it for diabetes. In my world, we call that diabesity because they've got such common causes that they're almost like a joint epidemic. So we would have predicted that the less fat you eat, the less fat you'd get. Here's an interesting little graph that shows that overweight is the red part. Overweight Americans are going up. The average intake from fat calories is going down. The average intake from carbohydrate calories is going up. So the low-fat movement didn't work, which reminds me of this wonderful saying by Mencken, which is, for every complex problem, there's a simple solution, and it's always wrong. I followed the food pyramid, now I look like it. Walt Willett, for those of you who don't know, is arguably the most respected nutritional epidemiologist and researcher in the world. He's the head of the Harvard School of Public Health, and he's a MD. He's on the Faculty of Medicine. He's the head of the Nurses' Health Study and the Health Professionals Follow-Up Study. This is what he said to World Health News. The relationship of fat to health basically has no relationship of the percentage of calories from fat and any important health outcome. No relationship of the percentage of fat in the diet and anything. What does seem to be important is the type of fat in the form of carbohydrate. But the amount of fat, absolutely nothing. So myth number one, it's all about the fat.